Hey guys, in February 2021, Texas had very unusual multi-day freezing temperature and power outage. And despite my attempt to winterize the outdoor faucets and sprinkler system properly, sadly one of the outdoor faucets and the sprinkler system didn't survive the freeze. Initially, I didn't see any water leak because the water inside the pipe was frozen. But once the temperature warmed up and the ice thawed, I had major water leak inside the house, and the outside sprinkler system basically turned into a fountain. So I had to quickly shut off the main water line coming into the house to temporarily stop the damage. Practically every house experienced some sort of water pipe breakage, and hardware stores were quickly running out of common plumbing supplies. For the cracked copper pipe under the kitchen sink, I was very lucky to find a local handyman who had one shut-off valve left to cap off the broken copper pipe. For the sprinkler system, I spent a few hours going to different Lowe's and Home Depot stores, and finally I was able to find two PVC caps tossed on the floor. Though I had foam covers on pipes and then wrapped the entire pipes with three layers of thick towels, the water left in the pipe still froze and broke the PVC pipes and the pressure valve. I know. Being lazy to not properly winterizing the sprinkler system backfired, and I won't make that mistake again next time. But for now, I had to turn the water back on to the house, so I just kept off the sprinkler pipes until I could get replacement parts. As you can see, this PVC pipe is cracked in so many places that it's literally falling apart in pieces. Look at those long icicles at the end of the pipe. After cutting the PVC pipes, I vacuumed out some water to ensure that no water was left above the ground, since we still have a few more days of freeze forecast. Since I couldn't find the closed end cap, I had to use the screw-on cap, and to ensure a tight seal, I used some plumber's tape. I then cleaned the PVC mating surfaces and applied the glue and kept off the pipes. Since the temperature was around the freezing mark, I used the hair dryer to speed the curing of the glue. I then wrap them with duct tape to prevent any moisture buildup while the glue continues to cure. Now that water leak is stopped, I was able to restore the water to the house. Afterwards, I checked the hardware store for a few weeks, but the stores were still out of supplies. So I ended up just forgetting about it for almost an year until recently when I was able to find all the parts that I needed. Now comes the hard part of digging the ground. The original PVC pipes were so thin, so this time I wanted to replace it with thicker pipe, and also I had to swap the inlet and outlet pipes so that all the shutoff valves can face outward instead of facing against the wooden fence, which limited my access to the test cocks. This was the main reason I couldn't open the test cocks on the previous pressure valve to release the water out of the pipe for winterization. Once the digging finished, I washed the PVC area where I'm going to cut. Before cutting the pipe, I shut the main water valve to the house. As mentioned before, the inlet pipe on the left side and the outlet pipe on the right side, their positions needs to be swapped so that the shutoff valves can point outward. Next, I measured and cut pipes into correct lengths. Note that because this is a thicker PVC pipe, it took more force to cut them. After applying the glue, I started to assemble the pipes. Note that I had to add a 90-degree turn in order to swap the left and right pipe positions because one was sitting on top of another. Also, I added another shutoff valve close to the ground. This is so that should pipe or the pressure vacuum valve break again, I can shut off the water to the sprinkler and still maintain the water coming into the house. This is actually going to be the top side. But if I glue it other way around, the glue is gonna go down and then it's gonna actually glue the ball that's locking this. So that's why I'm gluing the top side upside down first here. So I'm gonna keep it this way until glue dries. Otherwise, the ball that's in there to shut off the water, that's gonna get glued on. So the instruction says hold it for about 30 seconds so it doesn't push back out. And I've seen that happen only once when I was doing here. When I pushed the pipe in, it actually
pushed itself out. So that was actually first time I seen the push out effect. And then right now it's in open position. So anytime you have any kind of a shut off valve like this, whether it's water or gas line, when the switch is in line with the pipe, that means it's open position. So right now it's on. So if I turn on the main water, it's just gonna spew out of here. So I'm gonna, if you go fully perpendicular, that means it's shut off. Okay, so once this dries in about, I said about 15 minutes it should dry, but I'm gonna give it about half hour. Once that dries, I'm gonna turn on the main water to see the water doesn't leak. And I shouldn't see any water coming out of there because this is supposed to feed to that. So I gotta get another pipe up here, and I'm gonna get this new one. I'm gonna get the new one installed here. Okay, and then the pipe will run over and down in there. All right, I'm ready to turn on the main water valve. I added another switch, another shut-off valve at the sprinkler. So, in theory, the sprinkler system shouldn't leak. There goes the water. Hey, look at that. This is holding. Without this, whenever this thing bursts, then I have to go shut off the main valve. So with this, that should help to just shut off the sprinkler system here. I'm gonna put a lot of weight on this once I put the pipe and put a new one in. It's gonna put a lot of weight, so I don't want to bend or break this. So I'm gonna fill the soil, at least the bottom part of it, to provide a support here. I'm gonna cover this up so I don't get dirt in there. Okay, so I got enough soil underneath here to support this. This is the old one. It was Watts brand, but I think Watts and Fabco, yeah, actually Watts and Fabco is really the same company. So that's the old one. The new one is a little bit bigger, just a little bit different design at the top there. And this is the one I bought. I think it was like 84 bucks plus tax at Lowe's. Plumber's tape, but it didn't seem to want to go in. Okay, try this again. Okay, that's as tight as I can turn by hand. I'm gonna try to get maybe another quarter turn with the wrench. Okay, I think that's pretty tight. Okay, one more time. Okay, I think that's pretty tight. I got everything installed. Actually, it turned out pretty good. It looks pretty straight. And I got it. Before it was only like 2-3 inches away. Right now it's about maybe about 10 inches away. So that gave me a little bit more room. Also, I got this so that the switch, these switches are facing outward, because in the past they were facing inward, and also the screws are exposed this way, so I can winterize. And I got the extra shut-off valve installed here, so I don't have to cut off the main valve. And then once I don't see any water leak, then I will put all the soil back in. It's been 3 hours since I glued everything, so I'm gonna actually turn on the water, see if anything leaks. I gotta first turn this on. Wow. Saw that? It blew that cap off. Okay, so it looks like that's not tightened. You see, I got it vertical. I thought maybe it was a screw, but I'm just gonna keep it vertical and see if that closes it. Okay. Trying to see if anything is leaking. So now I'm gonna go turn on the sprinkler and see if it works. So I had the sprinkler unplugged all that time since it wasn't working, but I got it set to the set clock, and it was at 12, and now it's 7:01 p.m. So that's set date. What is today? I think it's now it's April. Okay. Now it's April 3rd. So date and time is set. Those are all okay. Let me see. Water now. Oh, I hear something. Okay. So that's my zone 1. Zone 1 is working. Okay, just coming back here to see if anything is leaking before I put down all the soil. Hey, look at that. Looks dry. Looks good. Okay, zone 1 was set to 3 minutes, and zone 2 is set for 13 minutes. So now it's just switched over to zone 2. Let me see if all the dries out. Let me just clean up the mess here. Yeah, just trying to clean up the grass. So okay, that one's good. good. Oh, whew, just got wet. Okay, so that one's good. Okay, looks like they're all working. Looks like it's all working. Another project done. All right, so I got all the dirt put back on. I tied it here so that it would hold that position while I was putting the salt back on so I can straighten it out. That's it. So overall, it took, let me see, this was 85 bucks. All the pipes and all the connectors. I probably spent about 50 bucks, but you know, I got a lot left. I overbought it because at the time they were out of supplies, so I just wanted to make sure you know, I had plenty extra. And then plumber's glue I already had, so I think in total maybe it cost me 130 bucks. Let's just say 150 maximum, but
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.